Yeah, welcome to our discussion. We are going to discuss the issue on gay and lesbianism, and we are privileged to have the president of Full Gospel Church International, the Right Reverend S.N. Mensah. We are going to pick few of his thoughts on the topic and what he think about it. So just relax and then let's have some thought from our president, Bishop S.N. Mensah. Thank you. Bishop, in recent time, there have been few concerns. Realized that you have come to commission LBGT office in Ghana, and it has been an issue in the public quite recently. We want to know your thought and what the Christian community is saying, or what the Christian community have to say about that. So if you can share a few thoughts about that for us.
Well, thank you very much. The question of the LGBTQ, or the gay and the lesbian, is definitely a major concern for Ghana and for our culture, and it's something that we need to work on or respond to it. Apparently, let's go back. In the beginning of creation, the Bible tells us that God created a male and a female. God created Adam and Eve. God did not create Adam and Adamson. God did not create Eve and Evelyn. That is what we should take note of. In the beginning of creation, a he and a she. And so if God created a he and a she, that should tell us exactly that the aspect and the concept of the gay and the lesbian issue is not something that one should encourage. Now, we know that anyone who does not come through the door but goes through the window is known as a thief and a robber. Now, God's original intention, he designed that our entry into the world is through the front passage of a woman. Nobody has come into this world through the back passage. So God's original intention is that everything is done through the front passage and not the back passage. So if you don't come through the door, but you come through the window, no matter how you describe it, you are a thief and a robber. So if they are proposing that gay and lesbian issue is a normal lifestyle and the right to choose that, it is not a normal lifestyle. It is abnormal lifestyle because the entry into the world is through the front passage. Even dogs, even animals, they know the difference between a he and a she. Even animals know better. But you see, that is what happens when man rejects God. When man takes away the God factor in his mind, man is now giving up to all kinds of imaginations and evil planning. And these are the results of the fact that man has taken God out of his life. So the idea of the lesbian issues and the gay is something that must be condemned. The Christian leaders are rising up to it. The Christian leaders are saying that it is not acceptable. It is not anything that we should definitely accept.
Thank you, Bishop. The right entry into this word obviously is not the back, but the
Front passage,
the
yes.
front
The
passage.
front passage.
Yes. So, Bishop, in line with this, what impact or effect does it have on our culture or the values that we hold as a nation?
Traditionally, even our culture our culture do not accept this a man marrying a man, a woman marrying a woman. It's abnormal to our culture. Our traditional leaders do not encourage that. Basically, the Christian faith do not also support that. Our Muslim brothers, our Muslim sisters and brothers, their faith do not support that. So basically, we have three strong institutions. Our cultural value, our traditional faith, our Christian value, and the Muslim values do not encourage this type of, the approval of the lesbian and the gay. This is why it must be rejected. This is why it should not be encouraged. And this generation should rise up and make sure to resist with every might they have to fight against it. I have seen a few concerns by a publication. We have to resist the LGBTQ with all our might and down. So this is what Dr. Vladimir Entry Dansu, the Dean of the Academic Affairs at the Ghana Armed Forces, Command and Staff College, has urged we must resist that. And recently, the Information Minister designate Kojo Opon said this is not acceptable to our culture and to our laws. The journalists, I read another article, journalists against the LGBTQ, and they will go on to demonstration. So this is not anything we should accept. We should fight it, we should resist it. It's not a human rights issue. It's a choice. Now, if the EU and the president of the US, Joe Biden, and they are saying it's a human rights issue, polygamy is not accepted in their country. So why wouldn't they allow people to decide to marry more than one? And for them, polygamy is against the law. It's not a choice. Why wouldn't they allow people, to allow polygamy? In our culture here, polygamy is allowed. But we are not imposing it on any country. We are not imposing it on any society. So America cannot and Europe cannot impose the choice of a male marrying a male and a female marrying a female on us. Let them also allow polygamy. If they continue to say, if the argument is saying that it's a human rights issue, then if an armed robber goes to raid a bank and to raid a society, that is his right. To what extent are we going to promote this right? So that is not acceptable.
That's not acceptable. Bishop, everybody is talking about this, about this gayism and lesbianism. Can you please clarify to us? Are we against the people or the act?
No. In reality, listen, from the Christian faith and Christian point of view, we love everybody. Jesus Christ died for the sinner. Jesus died for us that he will reconcile us back to God. So we love the gay person, we love the lesbian person, but we hate the practice. We condemn the practice. Jesus died for everybody. So the Christian faith, we love you regardless of who you are. But what the Christian values will stand against is the practice. That is what we stand against.
Bishop, last 2 years and into last year, COVID has taken over the world. And now this LGBT issue also is coming up. What should we be focusing on at this moment of time?
The question of whether we should think about the LGBTQ issue and the issues for now, I don't think it must be the subject that should attract our attention. We have a lot of developmental needs now. There are 7 global enemies that every nation is faced with. And I keep talking about the first enemy is the enemy of a pandemic disease. Number 2 enemy is illiteracy. Number 3, hunger. Number 4, illiteracy. Okay, number 5 is hunger. These are some of the enemies that confront our society today. And so we have these enemies to begin to deal with. Until we get there, the subject matter of LGBTQ should not be a matter of concern for us. Let's focus on our developmental needs, putting food on the table of the individual for the individual or for the Ghanaians, making sure we provide good education, good health system, good road network. These are the issues that must attract our attention and not the subject matter of the gay and the lesbian. That thing must be closed. Government should close it, and that must not be the subject for discussion. We have issues to deal with in the midst of this COVID. We should not divert our attention and divert our energy. Now, the spikes are high. The report we are receiving suggests that the infection rate is very high. Government should stay focused on managing the COVID, and let's not think about the gay and the lesbian issue.
So certainly, we are not going to allow this to happen in our nation. Bishop, what's your message to our leaders and possibly the way forward on this issue?
I think for now, our President Nana Akufo-Addo has been quiet, but we thank God some of the ministers designated for other offices have expressed their concerns and have expressed their disapproval. I think the president must rise up to speak on this subject matter, and the president must listen to these three strong institutions. The religious institutions are rising up against it. The traditional leaders as an institution is against it. And recently, the media is also campaigning against it. Our president should close down the office of the LGBTQ in Accra. That office should be shut down. It is sending a strong message that it has been approved. Our government should shut it down and should definitely close it. If government refuses to do that, the people who put the government into office will have the right to remove that government.
We have heard it all about education on the LGBT issues that is happening in our nation or is ongoing in our nation. And as he said, we are not going to allow that. He also appealed to the government, more especially the president, to close the office because morally it doesn't tally with our culture and the values. And we will appeal that we will focus on what is happening currently in our nation, which is COVID. And when we are able to bring that into a minimize or eradicate that, then there are other things that possibly we need to focus on. So thank you so much and God bless you.